angels on the line. The angels on the line. The angels on the line.
Good people. What's going on, y'all? This is episode 8 of the Angels Online season 2, and today we represent the LGBTQ. Hey, y'all, that just rhymed. Okay. Sure, okay. We gonna start with our call-ins today. We got Yanni. Yanni, where you coming from?
St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, you in St. Louis. Okay. We got Prince. Prince, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Chicago, Illinois.
Shout-town?
About St. Louis, Missouri. So, you know.
Okay. We also got Mr. Dante in the building.
Good people, what's going on?
There it is. We got Mr. Celebrity Fashion Designer Michael in the building.
Period.
There he is.
I am a normal person.
We got Yolanda in the building.
Female comedian extraordinary. Thank you very much.
Come on, she gonna make you laugh, baby.
Pretty
She gonna ease your pain. We got the line in the building.
What's up? The love and the caregiver.
And we got over to my right mind assistant. We got Shannon in the building, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
And of course, y'all got Angel. That's me.
Mary.
And we gonna get it funky. We gonna get it started real quick because we know we gonna get into conversation. We got to get the people what they want. This episode is also brought to you, of course, by the youth. A topic that they felt awareness needed to be brought to. Some of them trying to figure out how to be accepted by their family, trying to figure out their identities, and they just want more awareness brought to it and more respect brought to it. So the first question that I'm gonna ask you all is, I'm gonna start with Shannon. What is this episode mean for you in particular? Like what brings you to the LGBTQ episode?
I went to high school with a lot of people that's in that community, and they are very close and dear to me. And I just love them because their uniqueness and the fact that I'm sorry, but like, because I don't want to say gay men, but they are the best friends. Okay. Like, they gonna tell you the truth. They gonna speak their mind. And they gonna give you the good, the bad, the ugly, the uncut, the raw, whatever you want. And they make like, Michael, your fashion, because I can call you and be like, hey, okay, I mean, you do it. But I just love them and their personality because they are like unapologetically them. So that's what makes me gravitate to them, and I love on them, and they love on me. So
one team, one dream. DeLon, what we got?
Well, I don't know. I don't like labels, but I like what I like when I like it. But I more so caretake to the men's side than the women's side.
Okay.
But and what this means to me, actually, I am one of the ones who went to school with Shannon.
Okay.
And we did witness a lot in school with a lot of the gay men and the gay women that went to school. But what this show means to me is to try to help the youth and bring awareness. Hopefully to elevate, because when I was coming up, we didn't have topics and shows and stuff like this.
Right.
It was just you learned on the street, either the good way or the bad way. So I'd rather try to help y'all to learn a good way versus an option or a bad way.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for acknowledging that. Yolanda, hi, my dear. Talk to me, baby.
Hello. Well, my oldest son is gay.
Okay.
Before him, I had a best friend that was gay.
Okay.
Rest in peace to him. And I don't know. It's just when my best friend, it was cool. You know, it was cool to have a best friend that's gay and he could put a spin. He was, like you said, super real. Always kept it 100. That was my dirt. But then when my son started exhibiting signs of, you know, being gay or whatever, it was different. It was different for me because, you know, my son is 20. So then I was almost the catalyst. Like, it's always cool to be friends with somebody that's gay, but it's not cool to have a gay child.
When he hits you.
Right.
When he hits
so
home.
everybody loves my gay son. But when they son or daughter started exhibiting signs of being gay, it's like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? How do you deal with it? How do you do it? And I had to go through the channels because I come from a conservative family.
Right.
Where I'm gonna just put it out there, I believe my cousin is gay. But his dad, he would rather get married and do all this falsified bullshit. Oops, excuse me.
Not living their truth
stuff than to just say, listen, this is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a journey for me, but right now we cool. We go through stuff. We've been on Judge Mathis, and we didn't had our ups and downs. I'm gonna just say that. But we in a good place. He is like my best friend and my worst enemy at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my baby,
son.
and that's my baby.
Come on.
Yeah, I didn't been the mother who all the gay kids come to the house. They live with me because their parents have thrown them away.
Right.
And I won't let them be on the street. And my son comes to me
right.
and say, Mama won't let him come home. Don't want him there. She got some dude there that don't want his kids around.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it gets deep.
Yeah.
It gets deep, and people would
That's
throw
what
their
we
kids
talking
away.
about. That's what we're
Right.
talking about.
Then to just accept them for who they are. And they'll throw them to the streets. And I've been that person where my house was their house.
Good.
It's
a blessing.
It goes deep. It goes deep.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that comes from just throwing your kids away.
Yeah. I just said that I had to ask God to help me with it and just let me. I just couldn't throw my son away. That's my child. So it comes down to, do you want to love your child because that's your child, or care about who he chooses to love? Which is more important?
Yeah. Worry
so
about
I said, this is my
society's wants
son.
and needs instead of your own
it's
son.
my son. That's my baby.
There we go.
So this is what we on. That's why I'm here.
I know that's right, and
right.
I appreciate you being here just like everybody else.
Can we call you Yo-Yo? Can we call you Yo-Yo?
No, I hate that's old school now. You call me y'all or misunderstood.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, misunderstood.
Come on, Mike.
Misunderstood.
Come on, Mike.
If I'm doing this right,
Why are you here?
I'm here because I believe in community. I believe in safe space. I believe in opportunity for everyone to live and exist and grow. I do believe if you're not taught, the streets will teach you.
That's right. Come on now.
I have been one who have been bit by the spirit of discernment. And I've done a lot of other things other kids have done growing up when I didn't have someone who told me the ins and outs of things. And I was blessed to find healthy community in my 20s. In my early 20s, I was introduced to safe gay black spaces in the city. I was taught about condom use. I was taught about sexuality. I was taught about gender. I was taught the two different things.
Good. Come on.
I was taught that you are responsible for yourself and no one else is responsible for one, your status, one, your heart, and one, your health.
Come on.
That's right.
And so I think it's really important that us community leaders tell the story and not just it being left to individuals.
Questions just in the air.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about it.
Unsung.
Yeah,
That's
and so
right.
for the babies out there who believe like there needs to be more this and that. No, it exists. There's just individuals who may not have don't feel comfortable in some spaces or availability to express those things in certain places because most amazing gay men work big corporate jobs.
Come on.
And we're in a lot of amazing big spaces in this entire diaspora of money. And so when a lot of times there's time and space where we can actually communicate those things because a lot of companies and things have an open door policy, but it ain't that open.
Right.
Let's talk about it. That's what we hear.
And so when it comes to educating yourself, I think it's very important that you educate yourself with one, your community, find a healthy community, find what works for you, and also I don't want to say that because this is for the kids. Ooh.
Go ahead, sir. Come on.
You better tell them.
Come on, because they're gonna find it out from somewhere.
Right, go ahead, keep it funky with
Yes.
them.
Safe sex is the best sex.
Okay.
Safety
And-
is sexy. That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
line. Me and my
Yes.
sister. That's me and my sister.
Yes.
We'll tell you
You
that.
equals you. We'll get more to that too. I don't want to take up the time, so okay.
Okay.
Okay, your turn.
The doctor is here to talk to us.
Doctor!
Sorry, y'all.
Well, why are you here, doctor?
Well, I'm here because you asked. No, I'm just playing.
I
I'm
started
here-
to say
said-
that, but I
Okay, so we won't get fired.
He said, so
Go
don't get
ahead.
fired.
No, we won't get fired.
No, I'm here because to support this space and what we're talking about. And before I joined gay, because that's what people think you join it. It's a club you join. Growing up, there was no space like this. I mean, I didn't honestly start living my truth until I was 26, and I didn't tell my family until I was engaged to get married.
Right.
So I had been dated somebody for 3 years and then proposed, and then decided to tell my people that, hey, this is who I'm going to get married to. So I think that I lacked the support that you guys mentioned, and I know both clinically and personally the effects that it had on my current situation and just my personality. So I think that a medium platform like this is essential to people who grew up like me, who weren't necessarily open to acknowledging the fact that I knew what I knew about myself, and two, becoming more comfortable with yourself enough to acknowledge it and not care what other people think. Because that's the most important part. I mean, it's okay to love yourself. We all love ourselves, but we sometimes can't disconnect from, well, do they love us also? Right. So we have to be able to check both those boxes. And I think this is great this is a great way to get that message out, and I'm here to give my 2 cents.
Dirty. And I'm with it and I'm for it. Yanni.
Yes.
Girl, why you here?
Okay, so
You gotta speak it to the phone. I need to hear you better.
Right, we can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
can't hear me now.
Say it again.
Can you hear me now?
Good.
All right. So I am here to be an advocate to the youth. I myself also do not really like titles. I feel like I'm attracted to attractive people, and I'm
That's
attracted
right.
to energies and their spirit. So if a person attracts me, then granted, that's who I will court. Right now, I am with a woman. We have an open relationship, 2 men. Yeah,
There we go.
I've always been an advocate. I've always been somebody who always wanted to let people know it's okay to be you. It's
That's
okay to be comfortable in your skin. It's okay for you to live how you want to live unapologetically.
That's
You
right.
shouldn't have to worry about what the next person thinks of you. You should be able to be you and enjoy life without any hate or anything. Like, I've been really strong about that. I preach it all the time to my youth that I work with. I live by it. That's how I do it. Yep.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about, Yanni. And we got Prince out of Chicago from St. Louis, though.
Prince.
Come on, talk to us, Prince.
Why you here?
Prince, where you at?
Uh-oh.
What happened to Prince? Yanni, you still there?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
there
I
we
am.
go. We can hear you now.
Okay, I'm so sorry. That was my fault. But for myself, I'm just here to bring awareness to the situation and what's going on. Also to let people know that there's so many different kinds of gay people in the situation and things. I think when a lot of people think of gay, they only think of one kind of person, which may be like the over flamboyant or whatever the situation is. And I'm not going to say over flamboyant because you are who you are, but just letting them know that the spectrum and scale is so broad to where it could be your cousin, it could be the man next door, it could be anybody. So,
Amen.
It is.
Sure can.
Shoot.
There's so much sauce.
All's my life.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out there. Thank you, Prince. So I'm gonna
Thank
throw.
you.
I'm gonna. Not a problem. How do you view the acceptance of LGBTQ in society? We're gonna start with whoever. Michael, go ahead.
Look, he ready.
I don't.
He don't.
So, I've read through a lot of revelations. You would, if I could tell 19-year-old me anything, I would tell myself, hurry up and retire from people pleasing.
Wait, come on. That's anybody.
Hurry up.
Come on.
If I knew the end goal was to have a peace of mind, I would. Oh my God! I would have done everything differently. I would have.
My bell, bro.
Yeah. I don't think that I would even have a lot of the same relationships that I've had.
Yeah.
I know I would.
Because a lot of those relationships are entertained by pleasing other people to make me feel some type of quality for
Acceptance.
myself. Because I didn't have the love that was supposed to be. But when I did find peace and safety, I kind of almost challenged it because I kind of thought like, well, that's not what I'm literally looking for, but it's really all that you need. You're probably going to look at yourself and just say, hey, like, you know, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? And let me tell you something, 35, not one goddamn thing is wrong with me, okay? Okay.
Come on, baby. Come
And
on.
it doesn't matter if you are single. It doesn't matter if you lose your virginity until you're 40. You just have to love on yourself and fill up your cup so much to the point where you have your cup spills over, you know, and you have some love just to give because your cup is filled. And I would hope that the quicker you can understand self-value is your number one priority, life will be so much easier.
That's right.
When you can go to the movies
Self-love,
by yourself.
self-care.
Don't eat by yourself.
Yes, eat by yourself.
Self-love.
Yes.
Self-love.
Date
Number
yourself.
one.
That's me. I want
Date
real
yourself.
I date angels.
Self-love.
Shit, Ron date angels.
Yes.
And Marie dating demons.
Absolutely. And so the sooner you can get to that, the better you will be in your life.
Michael,
You
Michael.
move different. You think different. Everything is different.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. Man, you know,
Go ahead.
I
Come
just
on.
happen to be married. I don't need to be married. It's nice to be married. I spend though still a lot of time by myself because I enjoy it. You know, we have multiple places that we dwell in, so we're often far away from each other. I don't have a problem with that. For the outside people, they have a hard time digesting the fact that I travel by myself.
Bye.
I do a lot of things by myself. You know, the first time I've been to Chicago with somebody was this past weekend. My family, I'm there every month for 2 weeks. My family went this time, and it was almost
I'm glad I wasn't
you were
there.
annoyed.
'Cause
it was almost an inconvenience.
my family, you know what I mean?
It was almost an inconvenience for them to be there.
Because you gotta
I
figure
gotta
out
shuffle
what they
people
doing.
around.
And,
Like,
you know.
what do y'all want to
You
do?
said
I
this
don't
is
want to
ben-
ask you.
This is beneath me.
I'm not telling you my schedule. I will see you for dinner.
Okay.
I just, my life progressed quickly, really, over a short amount of time. So I went through where I said I was for a long time to through where you're talking about now to where I am. Man, I have the best time by myself.
That's
I enjoy me. But you know what? It was a time, getting back to what you said, I don't want to hijack your question or response, but where I needed to have certain people around in order to feel like I was doing anything of substance, to feel like I was having fun, I needed these certain people around, which was, you know, ultimately detrimental to me in a lot of ways. But yeah, man, that's crazy that you said that. That's absolute. Yeah. That's absolute.
Does anybody else want to chime in on how do you view the acceptance of LGBTQ in society today? Yanni.
I
People
would.
really don't accept them. And that's
Hello?
the sucky part.
Yeah, Shannon just said people really don't accept them, and that's the sucky part. Go ahead, Yanni.
Yeah, I would say that now it is really good for your support system to be like to have conversations
Family.
and be vocal, and the main thing is being comfortable with who you are and also doing research about different things. Like, I know for me, when I came out and when I finally told my family and everything, my mother had me read a book called Spirit of Intimacy, which taught me so much about the African spirituality view of LGBTQ and their aspect of it, and understanding transgenders and how they view genders differently. So studying and reading and being comfortable, like learning how to be comfortable with you, was a big thing that I feel is needed when coming to an acceptance. Like, as long as you accept yourself first, others will accept you. And if they don't, then they don't.
Correct.
Come on. Would anybody else like to add in on that one?
Like I said, I don't think. Well, I know they're not really accepted by the community. My biggest issue that I have with the community is just like, okay, growing up in our era, and me.
What's your era?
We're not telling how old you are.
Come on,
okay, we going back to the 2000s and growing
up in the 90s and 2000s.
Us
well,
older
I was
people.
born in the 80s.
I was born in the 80s, but the stuff trying, we not. The 30 and up club. Okay, fine. So, and
just gonna say damn near 40.
So when I grew up, I knew for as like with my family being in
church.
Yeah, church all my life. They were always
church.
They were always viewed as like, oh, you're gonna go to hell if you're gay and all this other stuff. But it's like the Bible said, you are not supposed to judge, but yet that's what you're doing because that's who that person, that's who they
are.
are.
The Christians,
right? And they wonder why a lot of people don't want to go to church because they're the main one that's judging. Like a glass house should never throw stones. First off, second off is like. Even with the community, like, okay, yeah, now is, everybody knows about it, but do you really know? Like, are you trying to take the time out to try to get to learn? Because I just learned it was just different ones, and I didn't know, but I was like, to me, they're all the same because it's just love there. Because it's like, who you are, that's who you are, and that's what make me, right, because you're supposed to love. Right. And it's like, and it sucks because it's especially like if you are a black man and, you're gay and stuff like that, you don't, of course you're not going to get the credit or the love you want because people are going to sit up there and you already a statistic because you black and then you got this. So it's to them, it's like, oh, another curse, another issue. But I feel like my feelings don't really matter. But
can I speak to that? So let's also recognize the babies who grew up with mentally healthy mom and fathers who openly supported them.
Come on,
and also gave them opportunity and safe space to be open and honest about their experience and those things, because all of us haven't been dealt the same card in reality.
Yeah.
Correct.
Some parents have articulated themselves to recognize that there's more than us in the world, and just because we don't, all look like a duck, quack like a duck, doesn't constitute us not living, breathing, eating, and shitting.
Right.
And so, with that being said, let's also, head off to those ones and those parents, who are providing safe space and safe opportunities for their children to grow, to have open housing.
Shout out to
I wasn't always that person now.
But it took some time.
So before we say that, we're gonna stay on mic because my next question was when is the moment that you knew or the moment that everything sort of crystallized for you, and how were you accepted in the household? Because that is what these kids are asking. For you, and then we'll go around the table, like, for Yonder.
So I really never had to because I was caught on the bed with a boy at like 5.
5?
It was one of those sleepover things.
Please tell me that was y'all bunky buddy.
So,
can I say something about that?
I love Michael.
What I recognized as a young boy was, at an early age, that this was a Michael Shed show. Very young age. I was a quiet baby. However, I I didn't shun from things that I liked, that I wanted, or how I saw things. And mind you, my father was a deacon, and there were moments, but he would never whoop me for doing like effeminate things. He would try to shun things. However, I was still me, and he always allowed me to be me. He didn't agree with a lot of things, but my father never called me out of my name or never, mistreated me. However, I would honestly say that it was never a coming out story for me. There was never a coming out experience. I think what I always did was respected my parents, respected my home, because as a child, you still are a child.
Right.
And I think it's very important that you also respect your parents' home and you can have open conversations if you feel comfortable to talk to your parent about you kind of know what's acceptable, what's not. However, kids, once you turn 18, get out that house. But I knew at an early age that like this was just all temporary, this feelings and things. That I knew on the other side of the fence was there was a light, because honestly, as a young gay child, you see other gay people in the world. Like, you can see a crowd of 50,000 people, and you see one gay person, and you're like,
sis,
oh my God. And even as a child, I remember, like, one of the icons of this city, his name is Chris Brown. If you were a young queer coming up, and back in my day, he was the gay black man with the ball blonde hair. He worked at Mac. And so every single time you walked through the Galleria, you could not miss Chris Brown. Chris Brown was always there, and I always give Chris Brown his flowers because he was a safe light and a safe beacon. And every single time that I knew I walked through that mall, I could always walk past and see him and know that I felt some form of safety because I saw him and he was living his truth. I was like, dang, I can live my truth too.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Even if I chose not to walk those same paths and look the same, I knew that some form of safety with that, and also knew that I could exist within those parameters of being an out gay black man, because yes, the black church does exist, and also the black church don't read,
That's right.
And also that good old book is not also accurate.
They
you
misinterpret.
have to also recognize too that that's just one person's story. You don't have to live your truth off of an adjusted manuscript that was, written 200 years after Yahshua HaMashiach had closed his eyes. But, that's a whole nother conversation because, woo! Don't get me started. Some of us know a thing or two about anthropology, honey. So we need to study culture and civilization. So, I would say, know your find community at a young age. Find out what works for you. Respect your mother and fathers. If it's safe, have open dialogue and it's okay to ask your parent or your adults around you to. You can say, are you available to have this conversation? It's important that you feel safe to have those conversations. Right. If you don't feel safe, don't have those conversations. Find support. It's 2022. Y'all got more benefits than we've ever had.
Come on.
Yes.
The Angels Online talking about it today.
Absolutely. You can go to community centers. Back early in my day, you had at WashU, you had the spot. You had TNC.
Yep, TNC.
The girls nowadays. You had the Harambe Center. And the
YPT.
Yes, and the girls nowadays have the WPT.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. And so just know there is community out there, and also the young white boys and girls who are out there too. Just because we're speaking a lot of black and brown experiences, you are accepted also. We're a very accepting community, and you can come and you can be safe. But there was never a moment where I've had to come out, or there was never a crystallizing moment where I was like, oh, I'm a queer. It was just like this steady progression of just adulting and learning how to wipe your own ass and deal with adult things throughout your life.
Right.
And you're just like, oh, well, shit, I guess I'm just here. There was never like a parade. There was never.
Come on.
Because once again, when I learned to just retire from people pleasing, it was like, okay, damn, this is just me. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So let me pull out my
Come
own
on.
red carpet, and sometimes it looks
There
different
you
for
go.
everyone.
There you go.
Open you some ice cream. Open you up a little Vogue. Open you up, a little situation. But it's all about celebrating yourself and your identity, not taking other people's identity and making it your own. It's what you and how you fall in love and respect yourself, and hopefully you'll be blessed to find a community that does the same with you.
That's right.
I want to go to Yolanda because she's coming from a different point, and she's coming as a parent now. And she said it wasn't always easy. It was not easy to accept your son. Can you tell us more about that? What was the moment that you knew and how you dealt with it before and up to right now?
Well, I was in denial.
Okay.
Like a lot of mothers, they like wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, their fan is through piece. But I was in denial.
In the middle of, you know what, this that fan, man. One more time.
Oh my God.
I'm sick. Go ahead, tell us.
Yeah,
y'all.
for real though. But for real though, I was in complete denial. Like I would see little things and I'm like, wait a minute, I know that's not what I see, because he was maybe 5 or 6 doing little different stuff, and that's how I know it wasn't a choice.
Was it Chinese split?
Nah, he was just doing stuff.
We got to have
He was just doing stuff.
a
And a lot of parents see that in their child, and then they'll try to beat it out of them or curse it out of them or do all kinds of stuff. They will try. I'm trying to tell you, especially men. Men have a way harder time accepting it than women do. Cause I remember my son, dad would be, he would say stuff in front of my son like, I don't want no gay ass son, and it's like,
Wow.
and my son
Toxic
never forgot
masculinity.
that. He never forgot that. And when he got older, and they had a real, because they relationship still crazy, but my son is like in a cool place, and he doing, he is a good, he's a good person. So now he like, now I want no effed up ass daddy. You know what I'm saying?
That's
now
right.
you couldn't accept me.
late.
Now I'm cool on you.
Yep.
But I don't know. My daughter brought it. My daughter, I was talking to her and I was like trying to figure it out. And she just said, Mama, your son is gay. Okay? You just got to deal with it. I was like, but that's my oldest daughter. He's my oldest son.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say is sometimes you have to, if it's not your mother, your father, just go within your household and find a safe space.
Right.
And maybe they can relay it
Man,
to the
look at-
person who can't see it. Because
Right.
I couldn't see it.
Straight up.
So she just said it out of the blue. I was like, it was like a shock factor. Like, well, damn.
And it probably hit you
Maybe
also
he
because
is.
you knew. And you fought it because
What
of what
Kimberell
you
said?
understood.
Kimberell
cry
said
baby.
this in her video.
cry.
The part
I'm
that
a cry baby.
He's safe.
No, I'm a cry baby.
Welcome to the Angels Online, baby.
No, I'm a
See,
cry
this-
baby.
this
I
two
cry
weeks-
about
It's
everything.
2 weeks in a
Don't
row,
worry
god dang it.
No,
Somebody cried last week. Then a week
I'm a cry baby. I cry about everything.
I do
But
too.
We've been crying.
But
I
yeah,
love it.
so my daughter brought it to my attention, and then
This is
that
what we're
made
here
me
for.
have to
That's
just
right.
Come on.
grab it by the horns
Come
and
on.
deal with it.
His sister.
And I was like,
his
oh,
sister
wait a
saved him from his mom. His sister, and she brought it to you.
Yeah.
But we have,
Wait a minute.
but we have to fix that thing that says like, oh, we have to think because of the beauty of it is, you knew because
I did.
because let me tell you something about the boys who don't know. There are males out here killing us because they've been fighting it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Facts.
That's right.
There are males who are killing our trans sisters
Come on.
because
Yeah.
they've been fighting it because they daddy touched them because they chunk could touch them
Unanswered
and
trauma.
or that no one even touched them, or they've always had people who fought it under them, and so for those same reasons. You were blessed to have a son who did that he felt comfortable to show those things around you, because let me tell you something, I knew I was effeminate, but also I protected my femininity at a young age, so I was only queening out in front of people that I wanted to queen out in front of.
And he don't
Because-
even quit out. He went through a thing too. It was like so crazy because he went through a thing where he was fine. Once I accepted it and embraced it, it was like, look, I love you regardless. This is what we gonna do. We gonna fight this thing together. So I'm extra. So of course he extra. So I would just make him jeans and stuff and airbrush him and like
Work
don't
with
hate
him.
on me.
Work
and-
with him.
Yeah,
Come
just
on,
like
baby.
send them out like this what we doing.
If you gonna do
but
it, do
then
it.
I saw that it didn't matter
Didn't matter.
Because the world was so mean.
The world was so mean.
Come on.
And it was the world in the world that put that inside you because you're a loving mother. And so I feel.
So I became.
Yes.
I'm like, we finna fight.
We finna
We
fight.
gonna fight together.
It became
and,
us.
and that made him who he is right now because he got the most important person side by side.
Oh my God.
Well, we ain't worried about that though.
We get into
But
it,
then,
baby. But it's
you
like
okay.
it's like my best friend
And your worst enemy.
It's like he is the embodiment of me.
You saved his life
10 times.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I made him
That's
able
what
to
I'm
fight
saying.
the world though because
That's what I'm
when I
saying.
tell you he don't care. He just go outside like, baby, look her. I don't care about you.
Okay.
And he go home, he sleeps good at night.
He
know
sure
every
do.
mama
Yeah,
love
I'm proud of
him.
him.
That's it.
You know, but
No, we
it
proud
wasn't
of you.
easy.
We proud of you.
I remember one time I had to bring him back to school because he would always get into it with people who would be questioning their own sexuality, but be messing with him because he is comfortable with
Who he is.
And it's like, oh man, it's crazy. They would always call me to the school, and I would go up to the school, and they'd be like, your son did this. I'm like, but what did they do? Like, he's not just fighting these people for nothing.
He's retaliating.
So,
He's protecting himself.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. And then I went up to the school one day, and we getting out the car, and it's a kid in the window. And we getting out the car, and they like, there go that old faggot ass nigga. I'm like, damn. We getting out the car.
And you witness it.
He ain't saying nothing to nobody.
And the teachers just
experience.
because the teachers
I
got
said,
their
you
own
know
feelings
what?
and emotions towards it, and
It
they not
does not
accepting
matter.
it and allowing him to be.
But you know,
At this point.
that's just there was a small glimpse of
Yes,
the whole picture.
Yep.
it was letting me know that
Yep.
it's not him.
Yeah.
He's not
Because the
lying.
universe got a way of showing you what you
Period.
need to
Yep.
see
Period.
in order to keep moving forward.
And do.
So I was like, this is what we doing
Not my
here.
child.
This is what we doing here.
I'm
So
his
I'm
protector.
now I'm in 10 toes down.
Come on.
So now I'm taking in kids who don't have nowhere to play, no place to go. Who moms throw them out, but then when they get a job, want to bring them back home. I'm like,
That's
this
a
child
user.
been living with me for 3 months. Ain't had no job. I'm
Beneficial.
feeding him. And then he went through the period where he was really trying to find himself, where he was dressing trans, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? That is not a good look for you. But I went through it with we walked that road, and he decided that ain't what he wanted to do. He went through the thing where he was in a house, and he was outside, and that's basically a gang, like a gay gang to me. Because they just all
It is not. It's a healthy space.
I know. You know, it's other friends.
Okay, Michael.
Like
As a house mother.
like-minded individuals, and they would all come to. He had a house mother, and I was cool with him, and we would just eat together and do stuff together, and it's just a lot. But we did that. Now we walked through all that, and we good.
Good. We're
But
proud
it
of
was
you.
it was
Shout out.
you know, and being a comedian, I talk about it on stage,
And you
and
brought-
even
you
now
bring it
to
to
this
light
day,
in a fun way.
But he knows, you know,
Yeah.
even to this day, I got a joke where I say, yeah, I got a gay son, and you can hear the hush over the crowd. You can drop a pin. And I say, damn, I'm the only one with a gay motherfucking son. I hear like all these gay people, y'all. I said some of you motherfuckers gay, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. And then I always say, I don't care. I love my son. I don't care about him being gay. I just need him not to wear my shoes.
There it is.
That's where the problem
Don't
come
wear
in.
none of my
Don't put
shit.
your feet in my
I got
shoes,
the
boo.
shot now.
You know, and it's just like, it amazes me. And from my point of view, I think that gay people are more accepted. You know, I think that they are. I think that gay people are more accepted. It's a bunch of hypocrites.
Because a lot of us beat a lot of
Who
niggas'
don't
asses.
accept-
Sorry,
Well,
children.
Jesus.
Baby, we done beat up the boys from Wilson
Yeah, I
to
know.
Nantucket.
They don't want
Okay.
to twirl. So yeah,
I ain't never scared.
I think it's more accepted. And even when we went on Judge Mathis tried to come for me, and he said some little cute stuff. Google it. It's out there. And my son
tried
was
it.
saying some stuff because he wanted to win that 5 stacks, and he got it. But it was a bunch of untrue stuff, and it like hurt my feelings to the core, because I know everybody know that know me and that know us. That ain't never been an issue. That ain't never been an issue, but you know,
It is
we
what it
doing
is.
what we do.
That's it.
But
Right.
yeah, he Yeah, I've been through a lot of stuff with that, but right now we in a super cool place, and to kids who trying to figure it out, scared to come out, just find somebody within your house that loves you for you regardless, and maybe they can talk to your people for you, you know, and maybe that'll work out for you, but you gonna need those resources as well. Because he went out and got his own resources. He, like you said, he went and found a community. They put him up on the things that he didn't know, and I think when we moved on the south side, it really took a turn where he became knowledgeable of getting tested for AIDS and safe sex and that kind of stuff. You know? But I don't care.
Shout out to the community.
Yeah, I don't care.
Community.
I'm good with it.
I'm gonna switch to Yanni on the line and then come backwards to the line because it look like you got something to say too. Yanni, talk to me.
Okay, so for me, I'm an older sister, right? I have a little brother who is gay, and I also have a sister who is trans, and I have a little cousin who is bi. So I used to tell my auntie all the time, like he was 3, 2. I was like, auntie, because that's who I confided in when I was coming out and I was talking to, you know, when I was dating girls and all that stuff. That's who I talked to, my auntie. She was I call her my safe adult, that person that I could talk to without no judgment, no nothing.
Right.
And I used to tell her all the time, I was like, hey, you know, when he gets, I said, I see the signs. You can see it in him. He got very strong male influences, but he was he was born feminine, very much so. And as he got older, you could tell. I was like, yeah, auntie, you're going to have to prepare yourself. Because she was like, no, my son, yeah. I'm telling you now so that when he gets older and he comes and tells you, you can be that person that you were to me for him. And so she understood that. So when he did come out, she was like, okay. And even with my sister, when she came out, she made a big post on Facebook and she was upset because everybody got under the comments. It was like, oh, we love you. We knew. Oh, we did. Well, we've known for years. Like, I knew my little sister would either be gay or a lesbian or trans. I knew. When she was little, it was just the way that she carried herself, her energy, her mannerisms and stuff. So it's like you can tell, and I think the one thing that I probably did wrong when it came to my little sister, and she said it all the time. She was like, "You didn't say it's okay. If you would have just looked at me and been like, it's okay, I would have known exactly what you were talking about." Just simple words that
carry a lot of weight.
Yes, and I apologized to her. I said, I'm sorry. I definitely am. I think I was struggling with my own demons, and I didn't know how to voice that. You know, hey, I'm going through this too. It might be a little different, but here. So now she laughs all the time because one day she was walking in our house and we was setting up the hookah, and everybody that was in the house was like, ooh, instead of saying it was a hookah girl, we was like, oh, it's a hookah them. And she just started busting out laughing. But she also said, I appreciate that. You identified me as who I identify myself as.
Come on.
Like, and it was,
those people are special.
And it's always that. Like, even with my little brother, when his mother passed away, he was like 8 years old. My dad bought him. My dad's a pastor. He has his past of his own. So he never judged us or never, because we would have called him out on it. Man, you got 10 kids of 10 different women.
Okay, so listen.
Be quiet, dresser.
And it's always those, the drug-induced people.
You can't throw no stones at my glass house when you got your own glass house.
Okay.
So he never shunned us. He always was supportive. Even being a pastor, he never let his church say anything negative. Now, when my brother, his grandmother came in town for his mother's wedding, he was like, y'all not wearing these suits. Y'all wearing black suits. And he was like, no, I'm wearing my pink suit that I picked out for my mama's wedding. And I was like, no, my brother gonna wear his pink suit. If that's the suit that he's gonna wear, he gonna wear it. He had his pink gaiters and he was pinked out. A color is a color. And baby, when I say the man is I wish I could dress like my brother now. He be fly
It's a
as
lot
all
of
get
pressure.
out, and that pink suit. I knew then. My brother is he's going to be a very strong leader. He's on Broadway. He performing in Hairspray in Australia and in,
Come on
Come
here.
in
on.
St. Louis.
Come on here.
Like he's doing
What's
it. And
up?
he's always. I can't
Definitely a winner.
stress enough that
What's
it
his
takes
name?
just being Michael Hassel.
Michael, say that again.
Michael Hassel.
Michael Hassam.
Yes.
Come on, Michael Hassam.
All
Your
right,
name's
yeah.
online.
Shout out to
Congratulations.
you.
You better be
Doing
great.
So,
big
like-
things.
You better be great
It-
on
it
Broadway,
just-
baby. Give it up for the one time, for the one time.
You got to get the
Yes,
claps,
yes.
baby.
Make all the noise.
Get the clapping going.
You know, I want to say, Yanni, because I'm going to go back. Because, you know, my job, I'm listening. My job is to listen. Because y'all the voices. But you mentioned, you said that your auntie is who you confided in. But then when it became her son,
Right.
she almost had a problem. But you explained to her that she needed to be that hero for her own son
Correct.
Yep.
that she was for you.
Because it's not
It
about
don't hit the
you.
same.
Come on.
It's
And
not
we
about
mentioned it earlier.
you.
We
Right.
talked
It's
about it
all.
earlier,
Yeah.
right, y'all?
Let's talk
We said
about
it. We said it earlier. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
It's different when it hits your home.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can love him. Yolanda said that's my friend. But then when my son came, I was like, wait a minute, my son.
Yeah,
hold
even-
on.
No,
Yeah,
I
even
was
with
cool.
my mother.
No, I'm
But
saying,
with
but
my friends,
right.
when my
And-
friends was, ooh, girl, that's your son, girl. He fine, girl. This, and that. But then when they
They
came,
kids
they
coming
kids
out,
start.
right.
And
Right.
it's like, oh my God, girl, please help me. How you? I almost became a springboard for so many women
Come on.
who was dealing with the same situation
Come
because
on.
they didn't know how to handle it, but it was cool when I was going through it. Girl,
Right.
don't worry about it. That's your son. He probably end up being your best friend. But then when they like, I can't have a
They
gay
don't know
kid.
what to do. It's like
I can't
they
have a
got
gay kid.
blindsided.
I mean, they really become those people that I said will really be willing to throw their kid out in the street because other people's opinion of their child
Right.
matter more than the child that they gave birth to that they carry for 9
does.
months.
Because the
Like,
reality,
how?
Yeah.
because the reality is, you prioritize sexuality over mental illness,
Come
and the
on.
reality is,
That's the next
how many
episode.
people in the
Let's-
family,
let's-
you know,
you know.
is alcoholic, how many is a drug
Right.
user,
Yep.
how many can't keep a job. You know, I ain't gonna be Kim Burrell on them, like, but you know, how many people who can't?
And
Okay.
like she said,
Yeah.
when you accept your child, it opens up another door for them,
Yeah.
and they can become
Flourish.
great.
And they
Yeah,
gonna live
they
in their
can become
truth.
great.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Because
for me,
Yeah,
like,
because
with-
even with my sister being trans, my mother had a conversation with me, and she said, like, I don't know. I had a daughter. I don't know how to have a son. I have 3 daughters. I didn't have a son. I said, you had a child.
Come on.
period. That's very well
I
said.
said,
Correct.
no, you had a child.
Correct.
Just like you accepted me to be, although you made all kind of jokes, you know, played around with me and stuff like that. But you accepted me for how I wanted to live. And she came here to be this vessel, to do this, to inspire other people, because that's what you taught us to be. You
Right.
raised us to be these open and free people. So you can't get mad when the way you raised us comes back a little strong for you, and you like, wait a minute, I don't think I was ready for that, but you were.
Right.
Because you gave us all the tools to
Come on.
be great.
Come on.
All you had to do was use those tools to understand us a little bit more better.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come
that
on.
part.
Dante, go ahead, Dante.
No, I was just saying from my own
Go
experience,
ahead.
like when I decided that I wanted to like live openly.
Right.
Now I did that I was very open on social media because I knew my parents weren't on there.
Right.
So everybody else in the whole world knew. So like when I decided, like, so I said on Facebook I was going to get married, right? And you know how word gets around.
Right.
So
Oh,
my-
Dante get married.
yeah, no. So my dad never asked me, but he called my sister and was like, "Is Dante marrying a dude or whatever?" Because he was the dude. My husband was very present on my social media. So my sister called me. I was like, "Have you talked to our dad?" Like, because I hadn't talked to him in like a month, which is I talk to dude twice a day.
Yeah.
So I hadn't talked to him a month. So I called my sister like, "Hey, have you talked to our dad?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Well, I guess I'll tell you. He mad at you." I'm like, "Mad at me for what?" Or whatever. She's like, because he found out you're getting married. I was like, "Oh hell," you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, and I'm just from in the story. But the thing is, I would have never told my dad because when I was younger, I had 2 cousins who liked girls. And I heard how my dad talked about them. So it was no way. It was no way I was going to tell him.
Right.
No way I was going to tell. But then when I finally called him You know, he's like, he told my sister me to call him right now. When I finally called him, he was like, well, it's different when it's you, because you're my son.
Right.
He said, what I said about them, you know, that was my train of thought then. It's different when it's your son. I have no choice but to accept. You think I want to stop loving you because of this thing out of all the other things.
Right.
You think this is going to be the thing.
However,
so, I mean, when I tell you, they're just
that part.
You know,
However,
it's killing the car. Yeah, but you know what?
However, you didn't make me feel safe.
It crumbled my whole world because the idea and thought pattern that I had for my dad was completely out the window.
Yeah,
I mean, this dude just became like this thing that was like everything that I needed to be.
Yeah.
I just lost my mom. I didn't feel like living my real life until after my mom passed away. So he filled the gap.
Yeah.
Like he took that extra step.
Wait a minute, my daddy loved me.
I'm like,
wait, daddy, come on.
I'm like, all right, so you cool with this? Well, guess what else? You know, but I mean, it's like you, Miss Yolanda, like that's important for your son.
Right.
I mean, because my dad was like, man, I don't care about that, and then we moved so quickly past that. I had other stuff I wanted to unload, like, well,
Wait, come back.
but he's like, no, we don't have to
Here.
discuss that because that's not a thing. I don't care about that. I don't see that. I was like, well, guess what else?
Trying to tell you this.
Straight up. Here, jackpot. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I mean, it's just, man, it was just powerful. And our relationship has never been stronger. It's like I got a whole new dad.
He got to go to Chicago. I was kind of mad. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be out there. Wait a minute. Uncle Randy in Chicago. Hold the hell up now. They should.
I said, let me get Angel on the line.
I get FaceTime. I'm like, wait a minute, the family in Chicago now me, and they jamming the bean.
They're having a good time.
He posting pictures. I'm like,
I said, let's get Angel on the line.
FaceTime. Whoa, DeLon, what's up, man?
Man. I'm really
Chris,
quiet.
you coming up because I
don't
need to hear
talk
that.
Much.
Go ahead.
But I just want to give a few of my life stories before I leave. And I actually just got off work.
No problem.
But I don't have I guess where should I start? Okay, when I was 9 or 10, I had my innocence taken from me from an older boy, actually my little brother's. The boy's mom was my little brother's godmama. I think I said that right. Yeah, so they stayed downstairs from us, and the dude actually taught me how to ride a bike without training wheels. So I kind of looked up, him like a big brother, because I had an older sister, but I didn't have no big brothers. And he had got into some trouble, apparently with some kids or something. But his mom had told my mom about it, but my mom, I guess, was thinking like he just needed a friend. Someone that, but actuality, that was a nightmare. I don't think my mama was even thinking about because what totally happened. But anyway, so I would like to tell the younger kids that's like 8 or, well, they're not going to listen, but
12,
things
13.
happen to kids that's really young. Mm-hmm. From older, and they don't have to even be adults. They can be older kids, older children.
Come on.
And it happened, well, not in my house, but downstairs from my house, and they still can happen in your house as well.
Right.
So also, I didn't tell my mom about that until I got grown, because actually I wasn't never going to tell her that. But it's good to tell. It's good to talk, because I came from a family that always asked me, anybody touch you? But I didn't say nothing. Because I knew if I had said what had happened to me, it was gonna be total chaos. Because I talk to my mom now, and we talk about a lot of things, and she also tells me things she went through, and that she has never told her parents because it would have been total chaos. So I had to live with that happening to me. That was only a one-time thing. So, and I ended up running into him a couple years ago. And I actually was with my mom, and we was at a gas station on Grand and Delore.
I know where it's
my mom was like,
"That's a train
station. Hey, there
goes
so and so right there. Ain't you gonna say hi?" Girl. And I turned in and look, and I see him. I just like sunk down in my seat, because I hadn't seen that boy since it had happened to me, and I was 8 or 9. Wow. He probably was like 12, something like 13. He was old enough to have girlfriends. And he would actually, the way he got me is, talking to me about girls and all that, and what you should be doing, which I shouldn't have been doing none of that, but playing with my toys, because exactly what I was doing. But listening to him, and Cause he was older than me, so I'm just like, wow, listening, and he like, well, yeah, I like to do this and that to them, and he was doing those things to me as he was telling me what he liked to do. So I would like to tell the people out there,
be vigilant.
Please,
Watch.
even I hope adults is listening to this too.
That's right, because it's full. Come on, baby.
When somebody tell a parent or whatever something, please listen. I mean, I'm not downplaying what my mom did, because she thought he just needed somebody that actually probably understand him. I don't know, but really, what he was I don't even know. I can't even call him a pedophile, because he was a child too. Whatever you want to call an older child. But anyway, call a spade a spade. I don't know what happened to him.
Come on.
So, and I'm gonna fast forward to my coming out story. I was about 20. No, I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna go back. High school, which I went to high school with Shannon. My life has been great by the grace of God. I ain't never had any problem with no straight men love me. Aunts,
Straight
uncles,
women
grandmas,
loved you
grandpas, everybody be like, I need him back over my house when he Day he cool. The homeboys, the thug boys, where D at? Where I don't know. I've never been one not to say being out and loud is a problem.
Oh, you was a dancer, huh?
He can dance.
I was very popular in school.
Oh,
I was actually
the
prom king.
The straight women.
You was what?
I was actually prom king.
Prom king.
The girls loved me. Central. BPA.
The ghetto.
2004.
The ghetto.
I was running from the girls and boys.
The ghetto.
Prom king, homecoming queen,
I was
05.
The ghetto.
Your boy had the juice. I ain't gonna lie. I was running from boys.
I went to your ring.
The straight girls wanted him.
But actually, I was a really good dancer, and that's why I went there, because I was also into fashion and stuff and drama. I did it all in school, just about sing, dance, act, all that with Shannon. But I've never had any problem from guys in my school, but it's a lot of boys that had problems from a lot of guys in my school.
Right.
Who actually got ran home, beat up at school, all type of things. I've never had anything happen to me.
Want these problems,
I had no problem with no guy, anything. Now I'm gonna fast forward to my coming out story.
Go ahead.
Back to what Michael was saying about these balls and what you were saying about the gay balls. It's two sides to the gay balls. It could be a good side, and it could be a bad side. Because I'm schooling y'all, because y'all don't know. The bad side is sometimes you get in these houses, I'm telling only from experience.
Oh, I know.
No, that's
what happened to me. Sometimes because you're young, and I was like a little older, like my early 20s when I got into that world. They will try to sleep with you. Because I've had, and my parents, as you spoke, my mom and daddy, my daddy at the time, would try to sleep with me before I got in the house and while I was in the house. So you think you try to run from, even though I didn't have to run from, my mom is loving. She found out, I'm going back to that story too. She found out about it because of those balls. She found a picture on Facebook somehow, my little brother. I had 2 pages. Facebook. My mama knew was my main page, and then I had my house page. Somehow my brother, I don't know, mixed friendships or whatever, and my brother told my mom I had on some makeup, and my little brother was like, that's your son. And when I got home, my mom brought it to me, pulled it up and everything on Facebook, like
what is this?
Where did you get
your little brother said it's you, but I could have sworn that looked like somebody in your family. I didn't know that was you. So I just honestly, she kept pressing me about it. So I actually just told her that I was gay, and I actually walked out the house.
What house was you in?
I actually walked out my home with my mom. But the gay house, I was actually in a house of ebony.
Come on here. A flashback.
But Michael knows a lot about that, but I ain't gonna go down that road. But Michael knows, he was around. He knows a lot
legend,
too.
Darling.
He knows. Michael has been around, and
no, never, ever.
But anyway,
I'm a classy girl.
If you are able to find a house and you actually find genuine good people to actually
good
help
house
you
parents
along the way, this journey,
like
this
me.
life, fine. But sometimes you have to still be careful when you don't have it in your home and you look for it elsewhere. It's there too.
Yes.
So don't be so vulnerable, or don't be so I hate to say weak, but you do have to have a backbone out here when you live the lifestyle that we live. Yep. You cannot be weak. I hate to say that for the people who's like soft, but you have to have a backbone.
My gay best friend,
because if your parents don't love you, you have to love yourself enough to want to survive and live. Right. I skated by. I didn't have no problem. I was just me, But that's not everybody's story. I had friends in my neighborhood who got ran home. I had to walk some of my friends home because they was getting bullied. I've actually had a friend get gay bashed before. So I've also had friends pass away from HIV, AIDS. So I try to learn a little about everything because I'm still learning, and I'll be 37 tomorrow.
Come on, happy birthday!
So
happy
a lot of the LGBT, right?
Them damn cancers.
A lot of my community don't even live to even see, even just being black. Because I have to before I want to talk about my sexuality, I talk about my color. Right. Because against everybody else, I'm a black man in the first place. Yes. I'm black before I'm short, tall, anything. I'm a black man, then like you said, black and gay. So we have to fight against the white people. We have to, and I'm sorry for the white ones that's listening, but yes, we have to fight against those too. We have to fight against the ones on our own that looks like us as well. Right. Those memes or those pictures with the young boy with the gun on the one side from the gangbanger on one side, and then the police on the other side, and you got one saying I hate you because you're black, and I got the black dude saying I hate you because you're gay. It's terrible. Because it's like you can't survive because you black from the white man, and you can't survive from your own people because you slightly different. So I be wanting to tell the straight people out there, what does Timothy down the street got on? What that's got to do with you? Mm-hmm. Why does Timothy sleeping with Peter got what business is that of yours? Is that affecting your sexuality or your sex life?
Because this is the curiosity.
But I'm gonna tell you that one thing about the culture. But see, it's okay in the culture for a young man to have a lot of kids by different women, but it's not okay for your son to tell you that he's gay.
Because did you see the meme? Did you see the meme where is right here is a dude that's thugged out, and right here is a gay dude, and they was like, which one would you rather your son be? And everybody said a thug. So you would rather for your kid to be out here a menace to society?
Mental illness. Talk about pushing agendas. They're pushing the gay agendas on our kids. They're pushing the gay agenda on our kids. Okay, I'm coming from one of those gay kids that came up
Prince,
in the 80s.
Prince, you coming up? Come on.
When I was coming up, we didn't have anything gay on TV.
There you go.
All right, we're sorry, Prince.
We didn't have anything gay on TV to push agendas, because that's what they're saying now. They're pushing agendas on the kids. So I'm trying to see what's the people saying now, because when we came up, we didn't have gay stuff to look at. So where do we get it from?
We had
straight stuff that was on
Noah's
TV.
Ark and Queers folk.
No, baby.
That came later on.
No,
I'm talking about
real sex.
Okay. And then
we had real sex. We had MTV, The Real World.
Mm-hmm.
We had all those outlets.
But no, I'm talking about like
Boogie Nights.
Well, see, they weren't even supposed to be watching it. See, I forgot he's advanced, even though I'm older than him. Because Boogie Nights, wait a minute, that's over my head. But anyway, what I'm saying is,
hold on.
they always talking about pushing agendas and the black community, but the agenda, it's okay when you have the ladies on there shaking their butt and all this, that, and the third, degrading this, that, and the third, or young black men calling our young queens B's and H's and all that there, all that. But then, I hate to use the young boy Lil Nas, but he comes up do the same thing because that's what he likes. Because every man got the women on there doing what that, but that's cool to be on BET. Nobody said anything about Cardi, all the girls kissing on TV each other.
Come on.
When Britney Spears and all that, it was cool. But this young boy come out, we can't have that.
It's a double standard.
But I had to stop my little cousins and them from even watching Full House. And I'm going to tell you, when I cut off sexuality, I cut it all off. No matter if it's straight, gay, bi, whatever it is. Because you have to watch what the kids is looking at. I don't need, I come from Full House, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm done.
I love Full House.
The young Stephanie and them, they will go, have little boyfriends, and they kissing and holding hands, like and all the other shows we didn't watch coming up. So that shows young kids already you're kissing and you're rubbing and
as a teen,
all this other stuff, because they're not even supposed to be looking at that anyway. So what I have to do is, with my little cousins, I cut it all off.
Yeah, same.
You're not boy and girl. You're not holding hands. You're not kissing girl, girl, boy, boy. Because you just stop it all. Because you're not supposed to be looking at nothing sexual at whatever age you're looking at now. And the games and all that, the culture. Period. It all starts in the culture. We can't get homosexuality right. We can't even get black right.
Okay.
They can't even get white right.
Right.
Nobody get nothing right.
They trying to just
Everybody
get, trying to just get love right. Can't we get love right?
It goes.
But see, that's what you just said. Everybody.
Life's problems hit everybody, and people are so focused on those individual characteristics. Divorce, money problems, pandemic hit. How the hell you gonna be racist in a pandemic?
And
That pandemic ate everybody up. Bodies being thrown everywhere. Everybody was suffering. Everybody losing jobs. Everybody was on food stamps.
Okay.
And I still couldn't get none. I was essential.
Yeah, that what goes on in my house, stay in my house.
But it don't matter if you was white, Asian, black, or whatever it was.
You got the stem.
You went through the struggle of the pandemic. Right. Your kids ate free lunch and everything else. So how the hell do you have an opportunity to hate? It should have been a reality check because everybody was dying. Everybody was sick. Everybody had COVID. Everybody had masks on. You ain't know what people look like up under that damn mask.
It was the equalizer.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a switch.
And when it happened, it's like, damn, y'all got enough. How you gonna hate somebody? The same thing that happened to him happened to you.
It's prioritizing shit that you should not even be prioritizing.
Like, exactly.
What we should be focusing on is, hey, are you safe? Hold on. First of all, am I even safe to check in with myself?
Hey, how are you?
And then, are you even safe? And if I'm available to ask that question, because then when you ask if someone's safe, then you become partially responsible. Because what are you gonna do now?
Right. When they say they ain't safe. Right. Let me get Prince.
Hold on, wait a minute. I got 3 more things and I'm done. I just want to leave y'all with this. A few things. For the young people.
Come on.
In our community. Please, have self-love, because if you don't have self-love, you're going to go out here sleeping with any and everything. And I do not want y'all to do that, because I lost many friends to that. Young guys going out here sleeping with people because they don't feel love at home, and then they sleeping with the first thing.
He told me I had a big old booty.
Right.
So please
don't be doing that sleeping around. And if you do going to do that, please protect yourself.
All you
protect yourself.
Sexy.
Always. Just because somebody tell you they love you, that's cool and all and dandy. Go get tested, please. Good. Because people tell you any and everything, but when it comes down, they sleep with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and they gave you something. One night stand ain't worth your whole life, or you taking medication for the rest of your life. Or catching something. Two, please stand up for yourself. Have a backbone. Please don't let nobody treat you any kind of way. Like Shannon told me when she wanted me to do this. I think she remember me sticking up for somebody back in school. I always done that, even though I'm like 5'3". I'm small, but I got a soul of a 6'4" dude.
Okay.
So I stick up for there, but you don't let people talk about you. Sometimes you're gonna have to take some L's and throw them hands.
Come on.
Okay.
And another thing, you have to know when. So you need to know when and where to throw your hands.
If you got to
Please, my mom always tell me, look in your surroundings. If you notice people following you, or you see a group of dudes or whatever, go the other way. Actually, I'll tell you, just run, because you just never know. Sometimes you be set up and don't even know you finna walk into something that a whole trap, and you don't even know these people just because you look different, you act different, you talk different. Always be aware of your surroundings. Protect yourself. Have a backbone. And also practice safe sex.
Come on, baby.
Amen. Amen. Can I go to Prince? Prince, talk to me, Prince.
What's up?
Hey, Prince, tell me something. When you knew.
Prince knows about the ballroom culture.
Tell me whatever you want to tell me. Go ahead, Prince.
You know, the crazy thing, it's not even crazy. I've never even had a coming out story. My dad actually came to me. I have thank God, because I know, like a lot of people said on here, they did not have very strong family backings. My mom and dad are some of the most amazing people that I know of. My dad actually came to me. I had to be about 10 or 11 years old. And I was getting ready to go to a dance. I had asked this girl to go with me. And the day before he came to me, he was just like, hey, can I have a talk with you, or whatever the situation is? I was like, okay, cool. He said, you know, you don't have to do that, right? And I said, well, what are you talking about? He said, you don't have to necessarily go with her. And I was like, oh, okay. In my head, you're seeing all this like television, all this other kind of stuff. You're like, oh, well, they're asking them to go. So obviously this is what you have to do. So he was like, no, that's not who you are. And I was like, oh, what is he talking about? So as we continue the conversation, he's just going on like, like, I accept you for being you or whoever you want to be or whatever you want to do. It's okay. And so after saying that, it sparked like, oh, okay, you are different. But what kind of different are you? So the great thing about that, and after that conversation, it sparked a lot of different conversations throughout the years, and just being able to talk to him, and then being able to talk to my mom and dad, and of course at the same time. But my dad and my mom, especially my dad, he does not play at all. Zero tolerance for anything, thinking you're going to talk about me or whatever the situation is. He actually had friends who he's been friends with for years. I remember this, we were at a barbecue one time, and they was like, I just can't believe you deal with that, or how do you deal with that, like your son being gay? And he was like, what do you mean? That's my child. And it was a big fallout. To this day, they're not even friends because of that. He said, I will always choose your side before I choose anybody else's side. You are mine.
Love that.
Come on.
Come on. You know what, man? Look here. My dad and I had to team up on some family members this past week. That's how I ended up in Chicago, if I'm telling the truth. But because it's going to always be team you. It should be team you and your child first, right?
That's right.
And team you and your household first. So your child should be there. But and then everyone else. You can't have a problem with my son and think we finna be cool.
Right, we finna be cool.
Heavy on the nose. Heavy on the nose.
Baby, my mama friend Rhonda got, baby, she just so new. She's finna go to glory. She didn't know how we was set up over here.
Yeah, he said it. Go to glory.
Hey, actually, I just showed them a picture of that I just found that my mama found of me.
Deja!
Baby, he flipped it up.
Okay. Baby, that's Deja.
You probably wouldn't even be able to tell. I did transform. It's total. You wouldn't even know.
It's giving Blasian. It's giving Black Asian.
But that's exactly what I used to.
I'm a woman.
Stupid.
I'm a woman. Okay.
Prince.
What's up?
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Hold on. How can you get others to be more open-minded about LGBTQ? What is something that you would give for that?
That is a very good question. Honestly, I feel like a lot of it is the unknown. So I feel like with educating yourself on the situation, again, so like where we having a lot of conversations before in regards to, a lot of people are like, oh, it's okay until it hits home. And then I feel like a lot of it, when it hits home, it feels more like they're ashamed, or they feel like they have not done their job in being a parent or whatever the situation may be. But a lot of it just comes with not knowing or understanding, or not even wanting to understand. But I feel is when you start to educate yourself more on the situation and what more or less comes along inside of the situation, you become more aware of the situation.
Yep. Absolutely.
Come on. Anybody else want to chime in? Yanni.
Yes.
Do you have any advice on how you get others become more open-minded about LGBTQ, whether it's parents or anything? And before you start, I wanted to say, because y'all kept saying, I was writing it down. Y'all kept saying, go to somebody in your house that's a safe space that you can talk to, right?
If it's
I have kids who do not have that in their household.
I didn't have it.
And that's the thing. It's easier to say, but what about those kids who don't have any suicide rates going up if nobody's noticed?
It's literally the first thing I had said. Literally, find community. You are responsible for yourself.
Correct. But let's talk about our audience though.
It's
if my
2022.
13-year-old and 14-year-old cannot find a community,
yes, you can.
But I'm saying, but they need guidance, which is why we have this episode.
You
have
that's why I want Washington University, Project ARC. You have WPTC. Let me tell you about these Black community centers. Y'all got spaces.
We talking about everybody though.
No. They open little white girls, little Chinese girls.
What I'm saying is
Hungarian.
What about these parents? They can't just go.
The parents can go with them to learn.
I got parents who wouldn't come to this episode today. You see what I'm saying?
However, if they're available, the resources are there. If the parents choose to be available.
To the teachers, though.
You know,
teachers are the second.
And then,
I would say
remember, teachers are also human beings who have disregard for this as well. Who don't want to agree with. See, I'm speaking from everything that I've seen. That's why I want y'all to throw. That's why I want you to throw all these out.
But it's also not concrete because there are resources for those kids. For someone who's in the community, there are resources.
Correct. That's what I want. That's what I want to be out there. That's what I want to put out there. That was my point of saying that.
I know when I taught at Vashon, there was
the ghetto.
I taught at VAP too.
The ghetto.
That was my first job teaching, and it was the ghetto. But I will say we started. You went to Vashon?
I went there for a short moment. I got to fuck about it.
Okay. You did the right thing.
Wait a minute. We need to go back to Yanni. Yanni, I need you to go first, Yanni.
Okay.
I need Yanni to go first because this
we're gonna save them for
this
last.
live session is a mess.
I haven't eaten today, y'all.
Don't judge us when these drop.
Go ahead, Yanni.
Okay, I would definitely say find a trusted adult. It doesn't have to be a parent. It can be somebody that you trust. It's always good to find somebody that you trust. Even if you have a friend that you trust and they have a trusted adult that they can let, okay, hey, me and you can go talk to so-and-so. Like, as long as you have somebody that you can trust and you can open up to, that's the first step. Find a trusted adult or a trusted person. And look, Wold Recreation Center, 1515 North Kings Highway. You come in there, ask for Miss Yanni. They gonna point you in my direction.
Come on.
It's Yanni, baby. All right.
I'm always here. I'm in the heart of the hood. I'm in the heart of the city. You can find me. I promise you, I'm there more than I'm at home.
The ghetto.
And I will also say, like, the main thing is education.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Main thing is making sure that you are reading up, finding books, having dialogue.
Thank you.
Communicate, talk. It's always about platforms like this, like just simply sitting in a house and you got your friends over, you all talking. Like, that's one thing that I was big at. Like, I was in a lot of different programs, like with Wyman, like Top Teen Outreach Program, and I created my own program as an adult called GYM, Girls Empowerment and Mentoring. I even have a LLC called Envision Your Empire. Like, I literally make, we have different platforms and different people that you can just say, hey, like, I follow this person on Instagram. They doing this. I'm finna show up and just tell them, hey, I need you. It's okay to tell somebody you need them. It could be a stranger or something, but you never know. You don't want to block your blessings. You never want to say nothing. My mama always used to say, a closed mouth don't get fed.
That's right.
They gonna stay hungry, baby.
And that's also double.
So even if you scared,
that's a double standard.
Always step out on fear. Fear and faith got the same first letter for a reason.
I also just an example, because I don't think I share a lot of my experiences. One of my gay children, Nathan, he actually found me on Facebook. He was 16 at the time, and I've always had a soft heart for kids who just couldn't find themselves, because I didn't have that. Mm-hmm. And so you can find people on Facebook. You ask them questions and stuff, and you know what safety is. I think every person knows what that is, and you know the difference between wrong and right. So if something don't feel safe, it ain't safe. Mm-hmm. So at one point in time, one of my kids had found me on Facebook, and he found safety within our relationship to express his needs, wants, and desires, and come out with things. Run a podcast, baby. Okay, mind your business.
Who's that? She want to be down?
So when it comes to finding community, so he found in safe places and found community, because I had other children at the time too. So who was his age? So he found peers who he could find safety with. Well, first of all, and educate them about the birds and the bees and that, and then some, and why there is importance of community, importance of knowing your status, knowing all the things that you need to do. I used to always tell my kids growing up, I used to always say, forgive my French, but I always just say I'm not raising a faggot. I'm raising a grown ass man.
That's right.
Come on.
And so if you want to go through the trenches and live life like I'm living life and doing all the things I'm out here doing, I'm going to teach you the right way. I don't give a damn what your mama did to you, how she did, and all that. We'll deal with that later on. But right now, I'm responsible for you. And if I'm going to be responsible for you in this moment, I'm going to make sure that you can stand up for yourself first. You can wipe your own ass. You can clock into a clock. And you can have etiquette. You can have all the things that need to be necessary for you to grow up and be a part of this world. Because if you're my child, you're mine.
There it is.
And I'm not out here doing it. So you can't be out here doing
Come
it.
on.
Period.
To the point where I was taking my kids. I mean, like, listen, I didn't put one of my gay children through schooling. I didn't I've done it all. Okay. I've showed up at the schools reading the teachers. Okay. I don't play no goddamn games. Now that they're all older, and I'm so happy that they're grown now. So I've found a lot of successes being a gay mother in the community and also being a house mother also. I mean, there are a few of us out here who really give a damn about the generation and give a damn about the youth. It's just, you just have to find it. You have to find us. My doors are closed. I have no more goddamn kids. The doors are closed.
My son mother did teach him a lot of stuff about that, and he knew a lot. He showed me a lot of stuff because he would be getting tested regularly, and I'm like, why are you getting tested so much?
Yes.
He was like, just because.
Just because.
And he would bring me his results, and I would put them up, and I'm
getting
like,
tested more than grown
men. And I'm
men.
like, dang, you really on your stuff? Like,
I will say,
couldn't show him that.
The grown up.
I could only show him how I would do things. But it's not the same. But
Mike, I wanted to be one of your kids when I was growing up.
No, really.
I was adopted by one of the other people from TNC, but I used to see how top tier y'all appeared to be.
Really?
Absolutely. Oh my God, yes. Absolutely.
Like
so I mean,
How
growing
old
up,
are you?
I'm younger than you. Oh. Yeah. It's quite a few years. No shade.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Listen.
No, there's no for real. Absolutely.
I need to close this out.
Absolutely.
Good people.
How do you
good
do
people.
this?
Well, that's like cool.
Oh, I received that.
Listen, look at that. You come listen to that. Look at that.
I believe
Look
in
at
it.
that. Didn't even know that.
I believe, yeah.
And he a doctor.
Look.
And that just speaks to you doing the work. It doesn't matter, like
People will notice.
Yeah,
People will notice.
I thank you, God, because I would say this to this day. I'm so happy that my gay children are like actually like grown, successful, like out here doing like big shit in the world, like. And they can all like literally to this. I mean, and I know all the biological parents also, and their parents even like, thank you, because you changed my child's life.
Thank you.
Yeah,
There it is.
I think if you lead with love and do the right thing,
Oh, absolutely.
You have to do it.
always
Showing up at the hospital and you at the hospital. Boy, mommy, get that on
People-
you.
people
I'm
know
like,
that.
who are you? Because you couldn't tell me. I've been up here for 10 hours, bitch, and you ain't been nowhere to be found. We need to have a conversation about how you need to show up for your child.
Come.
And there's been moments where
That's a
I've
moment
had
to close
like
out on, 'cause
big moments where people, some of my kids, mama like, there is no way I'm bailing your son out of jail and you 5 blocks down.
Come
Let's
on.
have a conversation, because if you ain't got it, I'm gonna hold your hand while you come over here and I got it, and you bitch, you gonna pay me back. Because the reality is, he has a job to go to tomorrow. He cannot afford to not go to.
All right.
Car, he cannot have a job. That means he out in the streets selling dick and ass.
It takes a village.
That's
And
right.
we're not doing that for young black men
It
no
takes
more.
a village.
They not out here doing all that.
Better tell it.
So you can figure out why my title is gay mother later. But for right now, the most important thing is that this gay black man that's locked up gets out of this system, and he knows better how to move forward, how to
That's
push
right.
himself out in this world, because he has more challenges out here that you don't even know.
And guess what? Welcome to the Angels Online. That's what we doing. We giving them the information. We giving them the information now before they make those mistakes. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Yoshi, we got Chris, we got Dayline, we got Dante, Yolanda. They all had to leave. Oh my God! You know what? This was an extended episode. My goodness. My goodness. goodness. Y'all know we got to end with a good people. But before we end with a good people, I just want you to know that you can reach out to info@theangelsonline.org if you want to talk to any of these people, if you need guidance from any of these people, if you want to reach out to the Angels Online and got questions. We will meet this episode again in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. You can go to @Angels Online on Instagram and Facebook. You can go to Angels Online LLC on YouTube. Remember, you are someone's angel. I love this topic. Yanni, can you give me a good people, good people?
Good people, good people.
I believe children are the future.
Prince, can you give me a good people, good people?
Lead the way.
Good people, good people.
Oh, wait a minute. Prince, do that again. Wait. Prince, do that again.
Get him
baby.
a sense.
Good people, good people.
That's right. Dante, go ahead and give me that good people, good people.
Good people, good people.
Mike, let me hear that.
I'm gonna say my people, my people.
Yolanda, come on, baby.
Good people, baby.
Good people, good people.
And ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm going to tell you. You got to get a people what they want. Good people, good people. We out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Angels Online, Voice of the Unheard. Please stay tuned for the next episode next Wednesday, each and every Wednesday, and hopefully we motivate, influence, and inspire you. You are someone's angel. Remember, all voices matter. Peace and love from the Angels Online, Voice of the Unheard. Good people, good people.
Good people, good people.